You know, when you think of Japan, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it maybe the incredible worlds of anime and manga? That perfect steaming bowl of ramen? Or maybe the wild street fashion you see in Tokyo? For decades, these cultural exports have absolutely taken the world by storm. But here's the big question I've been thinking about. Is all this global popularity just a happy accident? You know, a spontaneous explosion of creativity? Or is there something way more deliberate going on behind the scenes? Today, we're going to dig into whether this cultural phenomenon is actually part of a calculated national strategy. Let's dive in.
All right, so to really get to the bottom of this, we first have to understand the main concept. And this isn't just some catchy nickname for Japan's cultural boom. We are talking about a formal government initiative, a real strategy with a name, Cool Japan.
At its core, Cool Japan is a government-backed strategy. And the goal is pretty straightforward. Take all those things the world already thinks are cool about the country and use them to build a really powerful national brand. It's all about turning cultural appeal into real, tangible international influence, what the experts call soft power.
And don't for a second think this is just about anime and sushi. Nope, the scope of Cool Japan is absolutely massive. It's like a vast cultural canvas. It pulls in everything from pop culture and food to high fashion, traditional tourism, and even Japan's cutting-edge tech. It's the whole shebang, a total package approach to building a national brand.
So, if this is a full-blown national strategy, what does the blueprint actually look like? How did the government even begin to organize such an ambitious plan to export its culture? Well, the architecture of the strategy was really built on three clear pillars. First, the purpose, to boost the national brand and its soft power. The target areas were super broad, covering culture, tech, and tourism. And crucially, the leadership was designed as a government-led initiative that would work hand-in-hand with private companies. A pretty powerful partnership right from the get-go.
Okay, but a plan is one thing, making it happen is everything, right? So how did the government actually put this strategy into action out there on the world stage?
They were pretty smart about it, rolling it out in 4 main steps. It all started with what Japan was already famous for, actively supporting the export of content like anime. The next logical step was to build on that success by creating and expanding demand overseas. From there, the focus got wider, sharing lesser-known cultural gems, before finally, and most importantly, cementing the whole thing by strengthening those key public-private partnerships.
Now, the financial engine behind this whole operation is the Cool Japan Fund. Think of it like this giant pool of money co-funded by the government and private investors that directly invests in projects to sell Japanese culture abroad. We're talking everything from opening new restaurants in Paris to funding film distribution in New York.
But, no strategy can stay the same forever. After years of this government-first approach, Cool Japan is now entering a totally new chapter, adapting to a world that's constantly changing.
And this is the major pivot. The whole strategy began as this top-down, government-led initiative, but now the focus is shifting to a private-led model. They're empowering the actual creators, the artists, and the influencers, the people on the front lines of culture, to really take the driver's seat. This big shift brings with it a whole new set of priorities. There's now a much stronger focus on the people actually driving the culture, directly supporting creators, and, this is so important, making sure they're paid better for their work. There's also a major push to go digital and a renewed focus on making sure all this cultural buzz translates directly into economic growth. And get this new focus is already delivering some very real results. That key investment vehicle we just talked about, the Cool Japan Fund, it has officially turned a profit. This is a huge milestone. It proves the strategy is no longer just about building a brand. It's become a self-sustaining engine for the national economy. So really, it all comes back to this simple but incredibly powerful idea. The entire Cool Japan strategy from day one has been about taking something as intangible as cultural coolness and methodically transforming it into 2 very concrete outcomes: a stronger global brand and real, measurable economic growth. And that brings us to the final takeaway. The strategy has proven it can work, and it's successfully evolved. So the really big question now is, with the power shifting from bureaucrats to creators, what does the next decade of Cool Japan even look like? As this new creator-driven strategy continues to take shape, we'll all be watching. Thanks for joining us.